want you to write that name right across that line. Just the first name, okay? Male, female, it could be a puppy, it could be a dog, it doesn't matter. I'm going to turn my back. I want you to go ahead and do that for me. And let me know when you're done, please.
I'm done.
Does the camera see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah? You see the name? Okay, cool. I'm going to fold it real slowly. Cool. Is the pen recapped? Do you have the pen locked on? I don't want to look. I don't want to look. Make sure I don't look. Yeah?
Pen's recapped.
Now, can you see through that or anything?
No.
You promise?
Hey, look.
No.
No? Here's what we do. Here's what we do. Take this right here. I want you to start ripping up in pieces. Just rip it up in pieces. Yeah? I don't want the let me know. Put them in my hand. You make sure I don't look. Make sure I don't look.
I'm watching you.
Is that mine?
You fucking
They
ate
just ate that shit.
Is that mine?
They just ate that shit.
Alright.
Is that my drink?
Cool.
Yeah, alright.
You're gonna buy me another beer.
Yeah, the trick is for free.
The reason I do that is because I want to make what you just wrote down. I want to make sure like I connect to that, right? So it has to be a part of me, okay? Look at me, look at me. Because the person you're thinking of right now, just think of that person. Think how many letters are in their name. Just how many letters. No, don't say it out loud.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Hey, don't say anything out loud. Just think, when I say think, just, you know what I mean? Think of the last letter. And try to send that last, look at me, look at me. There it is. That's it.
Hey!
Don't say anything, don't say anything.
Go with it.
First letter. First letter. First letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K. 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 Very good. Think of the third letter. H, I, K, E, K, L, L. That's L. Think of, is it Kyle? Is it Kyle? Is it Kyle? Is it Kyle?
For you today, I have a very special guest. He is a mentalist, an amazing musician, an all-round top guy. You may have seen him on The Ellisionist. Please give a warm welcome to a dear friend of mine, Justin Miller.
And how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm
It's good. Before we start, I'd like to say thank you.
Oh, very welcome. You're very welcome. I appreciate the honor. Let's try something real quick. You have deck cards in front of you, yeah?
Yep.
It's many thousands of miles away from each other. We are. We're not in the same room or anything, the same house. People know that. You live in Australia. I live in the United States. 8:04 here. It's like 9 in the morning there. Yeah?
Yep.
Can you shuffle those cards for me?
No worries.
And while you're shuffling, two values are going to come into you randomly. Now, you're not going to know how it happens, but it's just going to feel right. And when those two values enter your head, keep shuffling. When those two values enter your head, the second value, I want you to completely stop shuffling.
Okay. So you want me to think of a number, yep? Two numbers.
Two numbers, yeah.
Alright, cool.
And a deck of cards, obviously.
And a suit. Two numbers. So okay. Two cards. Alright.
You have them?
Mm-hmm.
Great, and you stop shuffling. So it felt right, but it felt random too at the same time, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to make a prediction of sorts. I'll put that. Shit, where can I put this? Put it right there. That's fine. Can the camera see that? Okay.
Yep.
That's what I want you to do. For the first time out loud, say the numbers, what they were.
The numbers?
Yeah.
7 and a 6.
7 and a 6. I'm going to tell you right now. I got one of them.
Yep.
You know that right now. That's a 7.
Yep.
That's a 7. I'm not going to show you the other one yet. Pretty excited about it. This is weird, but when believe it or not, when you just shuffled in the way you were thinking, believe it or not, the 7 and 6 landed right next to each other, or if they're at least one off. Just one off, like one card away from each other. But I'm pretty sure right about in the center, you're going to see a 7 and a 6. Go ahead, go through the cards.
Oh, sorry.
And when you get to a 7, let me know if there's a 6 next to it or if it's close. Like, talk to me.
Yeah.
I get really. Oh, there is. There's a 7 and 6 right next to each other, and they were right in the middle, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And which ones are they? Which ones are they?
I got the 6 of hearts and the 7 of clubs.
The 6 of hearts and the 7 of clubs. And I told you, I didn't show you this card yet. We didn't get the 7 of clubs, but we did get the 6 of hearts.
Oh, what the fuck? Shit.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Wow.
So, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Wow, like.
Good.
Yeah. Shit. I've been a huge fan, and I've liked the smoking for 2, the voice with the ring with the pulling off. Personal favourite. Yeah. That was a personal favourite.
Thank you.
Wow, like, Jesus. Now, if you mind, if we get straight into the questions, what got you into the magic field or the deceptionist, whatever you call it?
How did I get into the art?
Yes.
My dad. I was 5 years old. And my dad showed me the 4 robbers.
Yep.
Where the robbers go into the deck and they rob the house and all that good stuff. And it just immediately brought this elation inside of me that I'd never felt before. And I knew it was really interesting because I've been asked this question hundreds of times. But what was interesting about that moment was not the fact that I was amazed or fooled or anything, because I was, but it was the fact that I felt this feeling inside. And at 5 years old, I remember having this very vivid thought that everybody in the world needs to experience this.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to experience what I'm experiencing right now. And that was the start of my career in the arts. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's that kid feeling that you get that you like to bring into everyone. Is that what you?
Absolutely. Sure. It's that moment of astonishment that Paul Harris has coined so beautifully.
Yeah. Now, as from a kid, you've obviously come a long way.
I hope so.
Well, yeah, you got your own website. I was doing a little bit of stalking the other day. What was it called? Mental Sites.
Mentalsites.com. Yes.
Yep. And how did you get yourself to that position, to like a bit of the fame, if you so to speak?
Well, I started off like I think the majority of people do when they come into this art industry, as far as marketing and stuff. It's funny, it started at a very in a very pinpointed moment for me, as far as like getting what I am today, I guess. And it was I was going. This is the weirdest thing. I was going through a website called magicvideodepot.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a beautiful website back in the day, and it was just basically a website where magicians can upload their stuff and and it was great. And that's where I met Eric Jones. Eric Jones got his first start on there as well. And I was going through, and I had recently bought and reclaimed my love of magic again. I was a pastor for a long time. I was a married man, kids, the whole thing, and I gave magic up for a long time.
Yeah.
From the age of, oh my goodness, probably from the age of 24 to whatever it was, I gave it up completely to study the Bible and to study the faith of Christianity and really delve deep into that. And during that time, I quit magic completely.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't performing. I wasn't doing anything. I quit completely because I thought that's what the God that I served at that point wanted for me. And for my family, and so I gave it up completely. And then I one day I was. It's going to sound strange maybe to somebody who maybe didn't have this experience, but I saw magic. Anything that had to do against God, I saw as a disgrace thing. So if there was something that I felt like shouldn't have been a part of my life because of God, then it felt like bringing a deck of cards into my home felt like bringing pornography into my home.
Yeah.
It's really hard to explain, but that's what it felt like. And I remember buying a deck of cards one day. I was driving down the road. I hadn't picked up a deck of cards for probably, oh my goodness, 6, 7, 8 years at this point. And I hadn't been in the magic anything. Magic, it was gone. It was you wouldn't even known who I was at that point.
Yeah.
And I remember driving down the road, and I had this really strong temptation to pick a deck of cards up and play with them.
Yeah.
Like, it was so strong.
Like a sign.
So I bought a deck of cards. I took it back to the house. and I didn't let my wife know about it because, like I said, it felt like pornography.
Yeah.
And then I felt guilty about it. Then I threw them away, and then I bought them again. So it was a secret thing for a while. And then I started showing some card tricks to my stepdad at the time. Well, not stepdad, but my father-in-law. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, you're really good. Like, you got to do something with this." Like, and he wasn't a Christian or anything. So it was this really combination between having faith and not knowing how to handle this whole like re-love of magic and everything. And I found the video a website, and I submitted some videos, and people just went apeshit. And I had I had a surge of just going out and buying stuff, just magic-wise, because I hadn't been in it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not having sex forever and then like just fucking everything in sight. Like it was just one of those moments. Right? Like,
That's like the best.
And it's like, give me, right? And I posted a video of me.
Hold on. We've cut out.
Which is the worst device ever.
Yeah.
I'm sure many babies were born with 3 arms because of me. It's funny when you watch Silver Dream, and when you watch some of those other things, you'll see me do the smoke stuff with the ultra smoke, and then I'm like going like this, I'm like turning away, like oh yeah, it was the worst device ever. It corroded your clothes, and it's just it was horrible. But Brad Christian, at the time, who owns Ellisionist, the only thing they had out at that point was King's Rising by Corey King, and they had Revolution by Kevin Parker, which were the big ones. And maybe Card Club and I think Ninja were the only things. And Brad was the only person teaching this stuff, and with his eyeliner and makeup. And I was watching, it was a weird thing. About a week later, I was going on the Ellisionist website. And like I said, I mean, Ellisionist was in its infant stage at that point. They had pretty much nothing. They weren't really on the map.
Yeah.
And I was going through the website, and I was going through the forum. I said, well, that's magic stuff. Let me try this magic website and stuff. And this is the internet. I mean, I got to see the internet come to be, and I got to really see how this all happened. And magic was really taking a beautiful turn because of the internet. And so I was on the website, and all of a sudden I get a phone call. This is no bullshit. I'm on the Ellisionist website, and I get a phone call. Hey, it's Justin Miller. This is Brad Christian from Ellisionist. Is Justin there? I'm like, dude, I'm on your website. What? Okay, what's up, dude? We had a talk for about 2 to 3 hours on the phone.
Wow.
And he goes, love what you've done with the Ultrasmart 2000. We're gonna be selling it very shortly. We would like to hire you to write a manual for it. All the tips and tricks and the ideas and do's and do-nots, because I had been performing with it for a long time up to that point, before I quit magic. And I became the poster boy for the Ultrasmart 2000. That was originally, it was people thought I created it, but I didn't create it. I just put it together. So I wrote a 60-page manual for them. They paid me $700. And a really funny story is when I first went to the Ellisionist warehouse when I was doing Silver Dream and getting my contracts and everything in line. I saw the manual, and they had shrunk it down to 12 pages.
Oh wow!
But fuck it, I still got paid for it.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
and so during that conversation, though, me and Brad were talking. Brad's like, "Do you have any other stuff? Do you have any original stuff?" And I said, "Well, I have something I've been working on for about 12 years now, and I have a lot of other stuff. But here's Silver Dream." And I showed it to Brad over a video, and he goes, "Oh, okay, so you're using a shell?" And I go, "No, there's no shell." He goes, "What?" He goes, "You're not sleeving those, are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sleeving those." He goes, "Holy shit. Like, you're sleeving that?" He goes, "Oh, we want to film this. We want this." And that was it. That was the start. That was the start of my going from the overground from the underground to the overground. And then that's when I started to have all these ideas, and then I give them to Brad, and the Brad said, "Yeah, we want to do these with you," and then my name just got out there like that.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that story. Thanks.
Yeah, I've never shared the story in entirety to anybody. I've shared bits and pieces of the story, but I never shared the whole thing of how it actually happened everything. I
do feel honored about that. Thank you. Now, you've done a lot of tricks like the Bold Project, Silky Trilogy, the Wrong Path, another great trick too. I'm not gonna lie.
Which one's that?
The Wrong Path. And the smoke.
Wrong Path.
You don't remember that one?
No, I've created over 4,000
wow.
effects. I 40 DVDs later. I mean, I'm 40 now, so that means I put a DVD out, a DVD and a half every year since I've been alive. Basically, that's what.
Wow.
It's just nuts. And all that stuff happened at 24.
Well.
Yeah. I didn't. None of that stuff happened before that. Royal Path. Help me out. What's the?
No, The Wrong Path.
The Wrong Path. Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Now you've done all these tricks. Now, how would you find inspiration? Because there's a lot of people out there that are like, want to come up with their own tricks, want to be a magician, want to try and make it. What's your key goal? Because I know some people that meditate. My method's a little bit different, but it works and it's effective.
Well, the thing is, and this is the $1 million question this is the one question I've been asked the entire length of my career that I wish I could bottle it and sell it.
Yeah.
Or just give it away. I mean, sell it because I have to make a living and have people to support and everything. But I would love to just give it away. We don't live in Alphaville though. I wish I could, but I've talked to Gregor Wilson about this. I've talked to friends of like Michael Weber, all my dear friends like Bobby Moda, and the whole point is I don't think that there's a sequence that we go through to create, because creativity and inspiration happens anywhere. Mm-hmm. It can happen anywhere. So I think we can put ourselves on a track, and it facilitates that creative process. But I also don't think that every single performer out there, every person who loves magic, was meant to create magic.
Yeah.
Or meant some. There's performers, there's creators, and then there's the hybrid of performer and creator.
Yeah.
And I was very lucky to fall into that third category. Along with the likes of Dan White, or not Dan White, but Daniel Garcia, Michael Weber, Paul Harris, Gregor Wilson. I mean, it's really hard to find an incredible performer, but at the same time, an incredible creator as well, with the methods and ideas behind it. And I do meditate. I take runs and jogs throughout my neighborhood every day, almost as much as I can.
Yeah,
the majority of the time, every day. And a good diet is good. Good sleep. I wouldn't even say good sleep because I don't even get that good sleep, and I still am able to do this stuff. Music, people, positive things, but not just positive things. I think the things that people look at that they don't talk about, like death, like my effect, Legend, was turned into this whole different thing with Last Word, where the last word that you bring them to in their mind when they're about to die, you bring them to this place where they're going to die, their mind, and you look around to the people around you and you think of one word that signifies your life, that can just sum up everything. Don't say it out loud. Think about it. And they've been holding on to the card box the whole time. What's the word? They say it out loud. They open up the card box, and on the inside, on the ceiling of the card box, is written that word. That went from and that was a huge just focus on death of humanity, how people die, and my own death, my own morality, mortality. So I don't just think about positive things, but I think about things that most people would never just want to think about. And I go deep with that. I go deep to the place where I'm even uncomfortable at sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
Shit, And right when I feel like I'm uncomfortable, I've reached the surface of it. Now I can get in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just positive, happy-go-lucky baby, puppies, sunshine stuff. It's also looking at the reality of the world and trying to get inspiration from that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a matter of looking at your strengths and looking at your weaknesses as a performer, as a student of the art. We'll say that, and then trying to pull out the weaknesses and putting more in and putting more of the strengths in. Not everybody is a great performer. They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great creators of magic and mentalism that they suck performing.
Yeah.
They're horrible. If you watch them perform, you're like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
But they thought that, wow, that's really good. That's really smart. And then the opposite. There's wonderful performers that have no idea how to create magic or mentalism. They have no idea what to do. And obviously that question is most of the time, this question is most of the time directed to those people.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say there's no like strict process or sequential thinking I do, I sit down and I go, huh. Okay, give you an example. Great example. So I've been thinking about the Swami gimmick a lot lately.
Yep.
Okay. And this came from the Swami gimmick. So what this is, you can tell there's just marks on the back of the cards.
Yep.
Different X's, even letters. Let's see if you can see that. It's really hard to see. There we go. Boom.
Yep.
That's the. So, and then I did one with the alphabet at the bottom too, all the way to the alphabet. So then I thought, okay, I was reading the Bible of Mentalism, which is 13 Steps. Again, one of my favorite books of all time. And Cordone, he talks about Swami gimmicks, and he talks about like using Swami gimmicks with a business card with a card, and so it looks like you're writing something down, and then they name it, and then you just make a mark with it, right? So I'm like, okay, what if we could do the exact same thing but not using a gimmick at all? So what I did was I started messing around with the idea of just say I'm going to put a mark somewhere on the back of this card. I don't want you to see where it's at, so I'm going to make it look like I'm doing it everywhere, so you don't know where it's at. And then I take a pen, like so, and I say I'm just going to move it back and forth. And you're going to say stop anywhere you like. In fact, we'll try it with you. We'll see if it works.
Okay.
A fresh one. We're going to fresh one. So that's a fresh one. Nothing on it.
Let me just...
Okay. So I'm going to make a mark somewhere.
Yep.
But I don't want you to see where it is. So I'm going to move my hand around just a little bit each time, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you truly have no idea what I've done, yes?
No.
So I'm going to place this pen here. Now, this pen has like kind of a pointer here. We're going to try something kind of interesting. We'll see if we can line this up. So do me a favor. I'm going to simply move the pen back and forth like so. Okay?
Yep.
Your job, whenever you like, is just to say stop. Go ahead anywhere you like.
Stop.
You sure?
Yep.
Are you positive?
Positive.
Have I done anything funny?
No. Freaking
I
out.
want to show this. If you can check this out.
I don't need the camera.
There is a mark there.
Oh, what?
Mark.
Oh, God.
Their card.
Yeah.
You were able to actually stop exactly the mark. And it's real. There's no gimmicks whatsoever. So I wanted to come up with something without using a Swami, but making it look like a Swami.
I feel like a kid again.
And so so now you can do it with names, and you can do it. And then the big kicker is this. You say, okay, we'll try it again. This time, you make the mark somewhere. I won't look. So they make the mark. The pen goes here. I move the pen back and forth. They're watching everything. And I say, I want you to look in my eyes. Don't say a word. But when you think I'm close, just say stop in your mind. And so I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I say, I think it's over here. Yes? Don't say a word. Don't say a word. Right there. Yes? And they start laughing their ass off. They're like, I say, I can tell by the laugh. Did I get it? Of course, yeah, boom, you get it. So, but no gimmicks. So my goal for that one was, how do we recreate something that you could only do with the Swami back in the day to now doing with just 100% psychology and true mentalism without using gimmicks. So I wanted to go from gimmick to clean. I wanted to go from gimmick to more organic. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I thought about using a gimmick at first, maybe using this and putting on. I thought about putting a little bit of ink here, so when it goes on the card, and then just they say stop there, and that's when you press it. You say, "Are you sure?" Say, "Look, turn it around, lift it up," and then of course there's a mark.
Yeah.
Once again, and now I have to carry a pen. I have to put ink on it. It's just a nightmare. So I was like, what if I could do this with no gimmicks, borrowed objects, anytime? That would be the ultimate for this effect. And so then I started creating stages for it. So the first stage is they stop me somewhere. We'll do it again. The second stage, it happens again. So it's not a coincidence. There's something else going on here. So maybe you think I'm the one doing something. So I tell you what, you make the mark. I don't know where it's at. Put it on, boom, back and forth. And now I get to actually, so I turn the tables on them. And you get this big kicker at the end where you yourself are able to find the mark that they put randomly on the card. And it's all no gimmicks. It's all psychology. It's all wording. It's all linguistics. It's all body
That's
language.
amazing.
And it kills every single time. I've performed probably about 30 times. I came up with it probably like 4 days ago. I think 4 days ago.
Shit.
So if that gives you an example, but once again, I was thinking about a certain idea already. I was thinking about the Swami gimmick and how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And now as far as creating something fresh and new, I mean, inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Music, people, ideas, hate, love, whatever it is. Internet, looking at YouTube for hours and hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'll get inspired by watching other people's stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, wow.
That's cool.
There's a performance piece that I do on my Penguin lecture and my show, my P3 show called Fate. And it's a version of this other guy's effect, but he uses a double-sided coin. He uses a copper silver coin, and he uses it's a half dollar and English penny. Yeah, I didn't want any gimmicks. I wanted to still have the same outcome, no gimmicks, impromptu, on the spot. How do I create this? And so from there, I did that. So I always have some kind of idea of where I'm going. I just don't know what the end result is.
Yeah.
So and I think to sum it all up, I don't think there's one solid. Okay, well, you do this, you do this, you do this, and then gold comes out. I don't think there's that one sequential place that we can
So it sort
find.
of just comes to you, I guess, for you.
Yeah, I think once you get on the track, like if you you're not going to get on a train if you know that it's going to LA and you want to go to New York.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to LA, you don't know where in LA yet, but you're going to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get there first, right? So you get on the train and you start going. I think creativity is a lot like that. You get on the train, you get on the track, and you go, all right, well, fuck it, let's see what happens. Let's see where we're going. You know.
Wow, that's a good way.
But there's also been many times that I've gotten to the end, I'm like, that sucks. I can't believe I wasted my time on that. You know, I mean, it's happened many times. And after like creating gimmicks and prototypes and all this other crazy stuff. So I don't think there's an exact sequential place we go to, but I think just getting on the right track or getting on a track is kind of where we need to be.
Wow, that's so cool. Just quickly, the way I do it is it's a lot different to everyone else. No one's home obviously, and the camera girl is not going to like this, but I strip down, play some music, hold a deck of cards, just walk around the house naked, and something just pops up, and it's like I believe it's a bit of a coincidence, you know. Like you do a move, it's like, wait, what just happened? And then you try and perfect it.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Be on the toilet sometimes and just
exactly.
I try not to mess with cards anymore because I'm in mentalism. I really don't want. I don't want to bring out playing cards and mentalism. It's just so I do. So lately I've just been working with a deck of ESP cards.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a lot of new stuff with ESP cards. I'm really excited about.
Wow.
Really fun stuff. So yeah, I mean. It's just one of those things where you have to figure out where you, going back before, you have to look at your weaknesses, you have to look at your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't create, if it's not happening for you, don't force it. Don't force it. But if it is, then go with it and see where that takes you. My very first thing I ever created, I was like 7 years old.
Wow.
I mean, and it was something. It was a pool. I created a handkerchief pool that I didn't even know what it was. I had no idea. I went to a meeting. I went to an IBM meeting. I got to go. And I met this gentleman, an older gentleman at the time named George Kirkendall, rest his soul. And George was a huge name in magic back in the day. He still is. And he took a handkerchief. He saw a kid, at the magic, meeting. Took a handkerchief, put it in his fist, and it vanished, right? And I was like, whoa, what the? I didn't know anything about thumb tips at all. I didn't know anything. I just saw this guy do this, and it fucking went away. I'm like, what the fuck? It was because, I was a kid.
Yeah.
I went home, and before the next month's meeting, I said to myself, I'm going to figure out how he did that, come up with something, and then show him. So the exact same thing. So I come back there, I take a handkerchief, go like this, did everything he did, and it went away. And he goes, kid, you learned about the thumb tip. I go, the what? He goes, the thumb tip. And I go, and he looked at my thumbs, he goes, wait, you don't have a thumb tip? What the fuck is a thumb tip? And I didn't say that. He goes, what is the thumb tip? And he showed me, pulled it out, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's how you did it. He goes, well, how did you do it? And I had a little jacket on, I pulled this pull out, and he goes, I said, yeah. So what I did is I took a, this is how my mind worked even back then. I took a toilet paper roll, and I cut it in half, and then I put a little piece of toilet paper around the side of it, so nothing could go through, and I put a rubber band around it. And then I took a safety pin, I stretched it out, and I put 2 holes in the upper top, and then I kind of curved it, and then I took rubber bands, and I tied those together. So what I've done is I attached it back here. I have a rubber band pull now with a little device here, so I can take anything and put it inside. And as I misdirect or grab a magic wand or whatever, this would let go and shoot back into my jacket.
Wow.
And that's all it was. So I and I'd grab the magic wand, and I'd let go of it, but I'd still keep my hand tight, come over again, wave, and then it would go away. That was the first thing I ever created. I did not know that I was creating a pole. I had no idea. That's how he did it. That's the only way I came up with. And then when I saw the thumb tip, I'm like, oh, it's so much better.
Wow, that's
and that's kids
respect
get in
on
here,
that.
come into the circle. I was 6 years old, 7, and I was invited into the most prestige magic circle in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow, that's just pure luck. Wow,
it was crazy, dude. It was absolutely insane. And I got to my mentors, Jamie Kurtz, Tim Moore, who helped David Blaine with the teeth thing when he took out the teeth of the girl. He's a dear friend of mine. Jamie Kurtz is one of the best card magicians in the world underground. Del Rey before he passed away. Lance Burton. I got to work for Lance Burton. I mean, but all that came from this, Tony Andrucci, Tom Palmer, all these amazing minds of magic who have passed on now. I got to be a part of this circle at that age, and I grew up around those people.
So you were very lucky, so to speak.
Very fortunate. I was very fortunate. In the right time, right place.
Yeah.
And it just happened for me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, my channel is called Breaking Out of Your Comfort Zone, as you're aware. Now, obviously, the name's got to do with the channel, help people break out of the comfort zone. Now, what I want to face is the criticism part. Now, you obviously get heckled, criticism, people.
Sure.
We all do. It's a natural thing. Now, how do you overcome it and perform to the next person?
Are we talking about from the community or from actual people who pay?
Let's just say the community when you perform, because people you pay, it doesn't matter. You still get the check at the end of the day, huh?
Right, sure. So the question is, how do I handle hecklers?
Yeah, sort of thing, because you perform out in the streets, like on your videos, and obviously people will try to bring you down or say, I know what you're doing, this and that, and just try to ruin the mood.
And all that stuff, right? Everybody wants to have their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
The first thing we have to understand is the nature of a heckler. I think there's two natures of a heckler, and I also recommend to all your viewers, go watch the movie Heckler on Netflix, Jamie Kennedy, and it's a documentary on how comedians, even Chris Angel's on there, how comedians and artists in general, how they handle hecklers and what they think of them. And we have Joe Rogan, Drew Carey, George Carlin. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. It's an incredible documentary. I think every single artist who is an artist who's trying to become an artist or is an artist needs to absolutely watch this
video.
It's amazing, and it speaks so much to the artist. And I like what Joe Rogan said, that 100%. The first thing we have to understand about hecklers is they're just fucking assholes. Just assholes. And I thought about that. I'm like, well, I've had enough experiences to where that's not true. And let me give you an example. Yes, the majority of hecklers are, they want to figure it out, they're fucking assholes, and they didn't get enough love from their parents, or they hate their life, or they feel like they're the bully from school, sometimes as they grow up, and now they're just fucking bullies as asshole adults. Other times they're the insecure people that were bullied, and they grew up to be a bully. You know what I mean? So it just really... But there's all this negative. Oh, I know. Let me see. Whatever. There's ways to handle them, and then there's a second class, I call them, and I don't think that they mean any harm. I don't think that they have any ill will towards you. I think they're very curious.
Yeah.
I think they want to know.
Yeah.
And so purposely will be inquisitive about it. But it comes up with their heckling. You know what I mean? And I think they just want to know how the damn thing's done. I think they're very curious. I think that as a human being, your curiosity just kicks in and goes, oh shit, I kind of want to know how this is kind of neat. I want to know how it's done.
Yeah.
And so for the first group, the fucking assholes, It's the daft cunts. Oh God, these people.
Yeah, we all
If
know
we're
who
in
they
a
are.
group, I will let their friends shut them down.
Yeah,
Because if I've got the friends on my side already, which is a wonderful place to have them, then when this asshole tries to do something,
that tell them where to go.
tons of times, dude, what are you fucking doing? Stop, man. We're actually enjoying this, okay? We actually like this. Stop it. Ah.
Yeah, that you get that. Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, you feel like a fucking dick right now, don't you? Yeah. So I like to have that happen a lot of times, but sometimes I'll go after them. Fuck it, I'll go. If you have enough balls to come after me like that, I promise you, I will give it back more to you. I'm a performer, I'm an artist, and I know how to fucking handle you. There's no question. I'm in charge, not you. Shut the fuck up and sit down. I promise you, you do not want to tangle with this right now. Can I finish? Can they enjoy this right now? Cool, awesome. A lot of times they'll walk away, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, that only happens when they've heckled me for like over and over
Yeah,
and over.
yeah, of course,
or something. You know what I mean? They're trying desperately to fuck me up or something. So I let the friends handle it, or I'll handle it, and then the other one, if they're really curious and interested, I'll guide them in the internet somewhere where they need to learn. Okay. Or I'll say, hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. Why don't you watch from behind, and that way you can see how the trick's done. But you have to promise, do not tell a single soul. You promise this? Yes. You're okay. Cool. And then I'll do a pseudo demonstration, so it doesn't look like anything from behind. It still fools them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I say, okay, cool. So don't tell anybody. Okay, good. Now, what's great about this is the friends are gonna be like, oh, dude, how did you do it? He's like, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. So I saw what you saw. I don't know what happened. You know? So it's, you know, depending on the situation, depending on the person, the personality, the type, it will depend on how I handle the situation. I don't think you, just like with creating, I don't think there's a canned way of handling it. I mean, just learning to be a performer and getting out there in the trenches, you learn how to handle each type of personality. Yeah. So you really don't know what's going to happen, so what happens.
Yeah, and sometimes what I've done too, if they're really going at it and other people are enjoying it, just, sorry guys, just stop the trick, walk away, and then their friends will be like, what the hell, what have you done? Have a go at him, and then I'll call you back, or they'll come to you and apologise, you know? So there's a lot of ways of doing it, I guess, but there was a story where I was performing, this guy was just being a real twat, idiot, whatever, just any trick I was doing, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, and I was just like, okay, and then I just had an invisible deck, and that's like, I use that purely for idiots. Okay, fine. Let's try something different. Name a card. Yeah, you sure? No, I want this card. And this guy changed his mind about 5-6 times. Beautiful. Yeah. And I was like, pulled out the deck, showed him the card, and then everyone was just like, oh. And then there you go. And
you should. This would be funny. Instead of, I just thought of this. Instead of having spades or hearts or diamonds, you know, next to each other as an invisible deck does, you should have the rough and smooth cards be blank face cards, but it says "fuck you" on the faces. Every single one, doesn't matter which one. And then you could have picked this one and this one and this one, and it still would have been the same thing. It still would have been the same thing.
Well,
I think that would be really funny.
Or have it on the ace. Like if they chose an ace of diamonds, you just write. Yeah.
It's another heckling thing I like to do. So it's not just heckling. Like it's not just like dealing with hecklers that way. But I'll put them in tricks like I used to. Like, so one of my ideas was this. Have a card in your pocket. It's a blank card and write "fuck you" on it. Put that in your pocket. Have a card selected, riffled, whatever. Palm a card. But palm the right card. Palm the right card. Palm the card and let them see you palm it. Like, do it really bad. You know what I mean? Like, okay. So, like, super, super bad. So, like, got the card. Great. 10 of diamonds, right? Whatever. 10 of diamonds, right? Cool. Shuffle, mix them up. Okay, now what's going to happen is I'm going to try to make the card jump from the deck into my pocket. You're going to see it happen. Watch. Watch. And I act like I don't. Sorry. One card, and I pull out the fuck card now, and I leave the other card in the pocket. And I go, what was your card? No, I go, did you see that? They're like, yeah, I saw that. And I go,
fuck you. Wow.
Think you could catch me if I did it for real? I don't know, probably. It's already done. And now show your hand empty, reach in the pocket, and actually pull the card out. Like, no fucking way. Then turn it over, and there's the card, right? And of course, the reset's easy. Take the card, put it back in your pocket, and then you're ready for the next one. So it's a great way to deal with hecklers.
Yeah.
If you feel like that's a heckling situation, it's also a really funny bit because if you go, did you see me palm the card? And they're like, yeah, I did. I'm like, everybody just starts laughing.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I hope the viewers do too, because that is gold.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a gem. But it's a great big deal with hecklers, but it's also a funny little bit. So if you don't have hecklers, you can still perform it, and it just gets great laughs, and it's a great piece of magic.
Yes.
Because it really fits in your fucking pocket. You know what I mean?
For that split second, and it's like, oh, okay.
Here, I'll tell you what, real quick. Let me just show you what it feels like, because it feels good just to have just that moment.
Yeah.
And Peter McKenna put out a book, the Black Pole Prediction.
Yep.
And some of my ideas are in that. So this is so fun.
Here we go, live.
But I really thought about this. I'm like, well, I want to do something that's funny, but I also want to have something for hecklers.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you asked me that because I totally forgot about this thing.
Oh,
so it looks like it. In the pocket. So I'm gonna try something. This is I've been working on this for a while. I'm not that good at it yet. So you come up and you act like you
don't know what you're doing.
So let me try it. Say stop for me.
Stop.
You have it? Great.
Yeah.
So you saw the card, right? You see what it was? Okay. Don't say it out loud, but I'm going to try to get your card to jump from the deck into the pocket over there.
Okay.
Watch. And they'll say, let me see your hand. No. Shh. Quiet. Fuck. Sorry. Look. One card. And like, I'm like, oh, you saw that? Did you see that? They're like, yeah. I'm just turn this over. Do you think you could see it, like, for real? Do you think you could catch me if I did it for real? Don't sit there. It's done. Look, one card in the pocket. What was the card? Name it out loud now. They named the card, 3 of clubs, and then of course you have the card. I mean, that's a strong piece, man. And you get comedy value out of it, and you get some really good magic out of it as well.
Wow.
That's a good way to.
That is, yeah, I like that. It's the best way to deal with the hecklers. That's just. This is why I love you. Your work is.
Now, if you want to do the magic route too, I mean, thinking about it now, you could do this. I haven't thought about magic forever since I'm in mentalism now. It's such a strange thing.
Yeah. What day just popped to you now?
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. So, boom, do this. Fuck you, right? Boom. And put it back in the pocket and say, no. I mean, would you catch? Do you think you could? Can I try it again? Do you mind? Okay, here we go. Watch. Done. What was your card? They say whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever it was. And they think this is the fuck you card.
Yeah.
Which is great. You say, look. And they think you can turn around, it's going to say fuck you, but then you just turn the card over and that's now changed. So now you can get a magic thing out of another magic thing. And you're instantly reset back again. Mm-hmm. So there's another way to do it there. But like I said, I don't think magically anymore. I just don't. I try not to at all. I'm so far away from that.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the best thing I've heard so far of how people deal with hecklers. Usually people are like, just move on or don't get too emotionally attached with it. But your method is just good. Just get rid of them at the, stuff them up at the source.
I think so. I think there's a lot of different ways to handle it. Yeah.
That's probably the best way. You know what? Honestly, I know people get scared in real life about, they're going to hit me or if I do something embarrassing. But you know what? Honestly, if they're willing to do it to you, do it back to them. What for? Why bring you down? Why let them bring you down? They're the ones being the big idiot. They're the one that deserves to be. I'm not saying I'm not encouraging bullying, but
there's another. Well, no, I mean there's one thing to bully and there's one thing to counteract bullies.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's counteracting.
You're not bullying if you're counteracting a bully. What you're doing is you're protecting. It's fight or flight. It's our natural evolutionary traits.
Exactly.
So it's real simple. Of course, you're either going to fight or you're going to leave. And I fight now. Fuck it. So this is another way, real quick. Now that I'm thinking, Robert Smith came up with this idea. This is his idea. And he likes to approach them a little bit higher than they're approaching him. So if they come out, have you ever had this happen, right? You start here, shuffle the cards. And they start grabbing the cards. Let me shuffle the cards. Let me take the cards. Let me shuffle them.
Mm-hmm.
And they start grabbing the cards from you, right? Okay, here's the best way to handle that. This is a Robert Smith idea. So let's say, here, we'll shuffle the cards. And so now, act like you're the one. I won't have the cards in my hand. But imagine I have the cards, and now you come at me aggressively. You go, well, let me shuffle.
Let me shuffle the cards. Give me it.
Bro, yeah, shuffle those cards, man. I hand the cards to them, and I push it in their fucking hands, and I slap them on the back. I go, absolutely, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. Shuffle those fucking cards, man. Shuffle the shit out of those fucking cards. Cool, man. Are we done? Are we done? Yeah? Are you happy? Fuck yeah, man. Let's try something. It's just, you're hitting them. They're trying to be an alpha male at this point, or alpha female. And you're like, no. No, I'm male right now. That's how this works. You're not going to upstage me. You're not going to try to fuck me over or screw me over. And it's a beautiful thing. It works wonders.
That's another. I've never actually even thought of that being, because usually it's just like, here, okay, cool, but like,
try to be a little bit more aggressive than them. If they come at you this way, shove it in their hands, slap them on the back, and go and like make loud noises like, fuck yeah, dude, shuffle those cards, bro. Shuffle the shit out of them, man.
Wow.
Are you done? Yeah, we're happy? Yeah, cool. All right, bro, let's do it. It's great.
That's something I've never even thought of. Beautiful.
It puts it in their place immediately.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yeah. Wow. Now, your website, we have mental sites. Talk a bit about that. Like, I was on it last night. There's a few tricks on there, a lot of mentalism.
Yeah.
And now I noticed something. There's a bit of a Skype thing where you teach.
Yes, I created the Skype one-on-one sessions back when Skype first started.
Yep.
I was the very first magician at the time to use that technology. I created the Skype sessions out of the need to make sure that people did not, students would not learn incorrectly from YouTube. I saw the danger of that in the very beginning. I predicted a lot of that stuff. A lot of people don't understand, like, I started a lot of this shit. People don't really get that. I was the first website back in the day with jmmagic.com when YouTube wasn't even hardly a thing at this point. Skype had just come out. People didn't even know what the fuck Facebook was. And I had the very first download for a magic product on my website.
Wow.
Which later turned out to be Sulfur that I put out with Ellisionist. But the way I was doing it, I was using 2 matchbooks, I was switching things, it was a whole routine. And Sulfur became more streamlined. But I was the first person to do that, and I was also the first person to do the Skype sessions. So the idea of the Skype sessions is the student and the teacher gets to communicate, like we're doing right now.
Yes.
And I wanted to use this technology so that we did not get away from how magic is truly shared, and that's through individual to individual. We can't lose that. If we lose that, we lose our heritage as magicians and the arts. And I even though I'm a mentalist, I don't subscribe myself as a magician anymore. But I still believe that mentalism is the highest evolution of magic. I really do. There's no way that somebody can tell me making coins jump from hand to hand is stronger than you telling them what their dead parents' names are that you've never met.
Yep.
Or whatever. It's just not. It's so much stronger. It's so much more powerful. So the Skype sessions have changed throughout the years. And what's really interesting, before the Skype sessions, I did what I call the custom DVD series. Mm-hmm. And what I would do is I would charge $50 on my website, and I would make a custom DVD for the student and for whatever they wanted to learn or however they wanted to learn it. And I would make this little DVD, and I would say, hey, Jonathan, this is what we're going to do, and here's it got so popular I had to stop it because I couldn't keep up with it. I just couldn't keep up with it. I was doing probably anywhere between 20 to 40 DVDs a week.
Amazing.
And so, somewhere out there, some people have libraries of these DVDs that I did for them. And then I was like, well, shit, I'm working way too hard. I got to figure out what to do and how to make this a little bit more streamlined. And sure enough, Skype was the answer. And so I started charging a certain amount, and then this, and this, and then as I got into mentalism, as I made the transition, not got into, but as I made the transition, I now use it for teaching skill sets and abilities, mentalist abilities, and helping people. So yeah, it's a great way for the student and the teacher to communicate and to have sessions. And it used to be an hour long, but that's a lot of information. That hour, it's a lot of information. And so, as somebody who tries to keep up with how the world works and how the best way that humans learn and all this other crazy stuff I have in my head, I realized that 30-minute time sessions were perfect. They were absolutely perfect. For 30 minutes, you teach one certain subject or you talk about one certain subject, get some feedback, and then you give homework lessons.
Yep.
Give you an example. My homework lesson for this week for my students was in the next 2 weeks, you're going to just go up to people and lie. Just lie to people. Just make up a story. And you're gonna start filling out that story with ideas that they have from it. And then eventually at the end, you're going to tell the story again, but you're only going to keep in the information they gave you. And that's cold reading. Yep. That's true cold reading. But that's a way to learn cold reading. A lot of people don't teach how to learn cold reading. That's a great way to learn it. Because eventually what they'll think is that everything you're saying hits dead on. But they'll forget that they told you that information because it's been weeks have gone by.
Yeah.
And so you just keep saying the same story to other people and different people, and you get a collection of all this information until finally you're just telling them everything they've already told you in the past 3 weeks. And they think that you're reading their fucking mind just by telling a story. It's not even a trick.
Wow.
And so that's how I teach cold reading. I don't tell a lot of people that, but that's my own personal way of teaching it. So.
Well, thank you for that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to a little bit of the personal level, if you don't mind. Now.
Sure. I'm an open book, brother. You can talk to me about anything.
Beautiful.
Anything.
Beautiful. Now, we'll start straight at the back. If you could take anything back from your life, what would it be?
Any what?
Take anything back, like a lesson that you've learnt, something,
You mean go back and do it over again?
Yeah, if you could do it over again, yeah. And that could be anything due to the career or an event that's happened that you've regretted or...
I don't live my life with regrets.
Mm-hmm. As should everyone else.
Everything I do with a passion, 100%, a 100% desire. Now, whether it's wrong or right at the time, that's what I put into it. I don't regret anything, and I wouldn't take anything back because everything that's made me who I am today is from whatever it's led up to this point. Now, I can only answer that question if I could look back, I guess, and see if something would have happened differently if I would have done this. You know what I mean? But since I don't have that branching off, vision that nobody has, I can't really answer that question and say that I would do this or do this. I can honestly say I don't regret anything and I wouldn't do anything differently because it's made me who I am today. Everything I've done has made me the person I am today.
Wow. That's a very good way to look at it.
Yeah, I've thought about it a lot. I really have. I've thought about that question. I go into my time machine every day. By the way, I should mention I'm a Whovian, so I'm a Doctor Who. I'm huge. So I call my shower the TARDIS, and I actually have the TARDIS shower curtain.
Yep.
But it's my time machine. So I think of the shower as a time machine, and here's why. When you go into the shower, at any point while you're in the shower, you're always thinking within 3 spatial time zones. 3 of them. Past, present, and future. The past. What did I do yesterday? Who I saw yesterday? What things I got done yesterday? The things I would have liked to have done yesterday didn't get to do today or yesterday. The future. Washing, cleaning, doing the whole shower thing. And then the present. The present and then the future. And the future is, what do I have to do today? What effect am I working on? What new ideas do I have? And I'll use my time machine to think about all these things. And I try desperately not to bring negativity into the time machine. I don't want anything negative. If I spend the majority of my time on my time machine thinking about negative stuff that happened yesterday or today or it's going to happen, my life is not on track.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to clear it out and get all that stuff out before I go in there. And I use that time to meditate. So I'm always traveling through 3 different time places at any given moment. So that's I call it my time machine. So I go in there and I do that. I think about those things. So and like I said, I've thought about that question: what, do I regret anything or whatever? And I came to a conclusion: I don't. I really don't regret anything. I don't. Yeah. And there's some shit that I've gone through that I'm like, ugh. If I wouldn't have gone through those things, would I be here right now? Would I be talking to you? I mean, seriously, what something that happened in the past could have affected completely how my path ended up right here. So everything that's led me to this moment came from my past.
Wow. That's a very good way to put it, because you always got people that, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. But you know what? It's happened. It's the past. Move on, I guess. There's not really much you can do anyway.
I can wish everything, but it's not going to change anything. Mm-hmm. And to me, wishing of something to change when you don't have control over it anymore, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of brain power. It's things I could be thinking about right now to do other things. So I try not to look at it that way. Yeah.
Well, now we'll come to our last final question. Now, obviously, meditate and go for jogging and stuff, but spare time. What do you do if you ever have spare time and you're not?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, doing everything myself, the website, researching, creating, marketing, PR, I do everything myself. So I always have to get away sometimes. I have to, or I'll lose my mind.
Yeah.
I love karaoke, I love singing, and I love playing pool. I love hanging around my friends, like deep friends, like family friends, like people I really cherish. I like to do all that stuff. So just kind of socialize, and pool and karaoke are my main things. And I love to read, but I read more like I haven't read for pleasure in a long time. I read now more for research and development and those kind of things. Yeah. But I have an idea, right? And I'll go, oh shit, did I see that somewhere? Go back in the book. Ah, fuck. Yeah, it's in this book. That's what it's from. Yeah, it's one of those things like, never mind. It's a good idea, but it's not mine.
Yeah. You said you played pool, like 8-ball, snooker sort of thing?
8-ball?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Coincidence, because I work at a pool hole where we, yeah.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, so look at that, small world. If you're ever in Adelaide, pop on by, I'll send you a link where we are. That's it, man. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All the viewers, please go. If you haven't checked out Josh Miller, don't know who he is, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, go to Ellisionist, check out his site, www.mentalsites.com. I'll leave a link in the description. It'll all be there if you want to check it out. Thank you a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
Also, can I plug the lecture?
Yep.
So Penguin Magic, I did the lecture for Penguin Magic. I also did a P3 show. It's all mentalism now. It's my first mentalism lecture. I'm very excited about it. It's September 11th at 7 p.m. And I'll give you the link so you can provide for them.
Beautiful. That will be in the description.
Lecture. I'd really appreciate it. It'd be very, very cool.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be tuning into that. There you go. There's another thing to look forward to. September
11th.
September 11th. Beautiful. 7 p.m. Alright, that will all be put in the link description. We'll sort that out later on. Alright guys, thank you guys very much for watching. See you next week.